Information and communication are probably the two things that I would say are at the root of everything that we try to do, recognizing that it's not up to our kids to take care of their own bullying. It's up to us as the adults in the room to recognize what our resources are and be able to access those, particularly coming from my perspective with kids with disabilities, knowing what the law says as a protection, understanding what the what civil rights office is saying about harassment equaling bullying, and what can be done through a complaint process to be able to address that if your child is bullied. And so I think that for families, for parents, to turn to their resources and become as informed as possible as to what they can do, recognizing that it is not their child's responsibility to take care of this. And I think then going along with that is making sure that our school providers are informed, making sure that our teachers understand what their responsibilities are. Again, turning to kids with disabilities, but that's my context, to recognize that you have to be careful that the burden for dealing with the bullying cannot be laid on the kid. That if you, for example, change a kid's placement to be able to get him or her away from a bully, but the placement is not appropriate, then that is placing the burden on the student, and you are violating some pretty significant principles of special education. So, just all of that coming together and recognizing you have to make informed choices, you have to make informed decisions, you have to go across constituencies, and I think bottom line is we need to teach our kids the concept of self-determination and self-awareness, and recognize that we don't want our kids to go to bed thinking that they're not good. And enough bullying can do that to a kid. So we want our kids to be able to learn how to lay their own game plans, problem solve before they get into a situation. We need to teach kids that self-advocacy does not always mean sticking up for yourself face-to-face. It might mean that you go to an adult. That's still self-advocacy. And so, we need to look at our parents, we need to look at our practitioners, we need to look at our kids and recognize that underlying that all is information and communication, and being able to access the resources that are needed.